My name is Jasen Slattery. I've been a member at Valley Baptist with my wife and family for, oh my goodness, over 20 years now, really. But yeah, I've been a private security professional for 25 plus years. I'm the security director at Fox River Mall. So got into firearms in 2010 under the pretense of just wanting home defense, concealed carry, things of that nature. The state was just getting ready to pass that, and I wanted to be prepared. And so I ended up with a Glock 23, and really it started from there. I wanted to get a little bit more comfortable with my shooting, and was introduced to competition in, I think it was late summer of 2015, and then I got involved in more heavily in 2016, and then 2017 it just really took off. And every time I buy a new gun, I just tell my wife to blame Larry because he got me involved in this. So we're at the my buddy's range in Winchester here. We call it the Compound. I'm going to be shooting a Glock 34 Gen 4. This is my primary competition gun. It's got an aftermarket Johnny Glock trigger in it. I've switched out the sights to Dawson Precision, and then I also have an aftermarket recoil spring in the firearm itself. But what we're going to be reviewing today is just some recoil management and things of that sort. There's several different stances that you can use for shooting. They have the Weaver stance, I believe it is, created by, I think it's John Weaver. He's a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and it's really a poor stance in my opinion. It's not very accommodating for shooting. You're off balance. It offers poor recoil management and things of that sort. It's nothing I recommend doing. It was more for, they said combat shooting and things of that sort, but it's really a poor stance. But the Weaver stance is my left foot is much farther forward than my right foot, and it's just awkward, and you're not able to absorb the recoil in a manner in which you should. And they have the Chapman stance, which is similar to that, but my left foot is moving back a little bit further. You don't have to adjust your head as much because I'm not tilting my gun or my head to get to my sight. So it's a little bit more accommodating, especially for newer shooters and things of that nature. And then I just like to be square to the target depending upon the situation in which I'm shooting. From this being more square, my feet are shoulder width apart. I have a tendency to get low and then extend my arms. Notice I'm not extending my arms to the point where my elbows are straight because I'm not using my arm muscles to grip the pistol. I'm actually using my back to grip the pistol. And imagine holding two walnuts or acorns or whatever you want to hold, and you're compressing them to build a proper grip. So you're compressing the frame of the firearm. My thumbs are stacked where they're not interfering with the slide stop lever, although it does come into play where it might cause a malfunction that way. But so yeah, I'm square to the target and I'm able to absorb recoil. Now if I'm shooting strong hand or support hand, when I shoot strong hand, my right foot is slightly forward. I can absorb recoil a little bit better this way. When I shoot support hand, my left foot is a little bit forward. And again, that helps with the recoil management. Same thing with shooting around a barricade of some type. If there's a wall here and I needed to lean, I can roll with the barricade as opposed to if I'm like this, now I'm really awkward and I'm bending too far at the waist. So, but yeah, I like to get square to the target. My hand is up on the tang or the beaver tail. If you're high enough, that reduces the recoil, or not reduces, but assists in the recoil management as opposed to, I notice a lot of new shooters where they're low like this, or maybe somebody has a smaller hand, and what that causes the gun to do is flip, okay, and bounce, and it's more difficult to get the gun back on target. So the higher I am, the stronger my grip is, and the better my recoil management is. And in some instances, I know that if I'm too high, you get the proverbial slide bite, and that's where the slide comes back and it catches your skin. Now it hurts a little bit, but I know that I've got a good grip, and the gun isn't going to be moving Erratically, it's going to be under control, and my sights are going to be back on target a little bit more quicker. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate the recoil drill, or just a bill drill. I've got 6 rounds in the gun. I'm going to draw from concealment. This is how I would shoot in a match. And I'm going to do 2, 2, 2 on each paper target. I'll reload, and then I'll do 2, 2, 2. I really don't know what the time will be. I'm hoping less than I don't know, hopefully less than 6 seconds, but we'll see what I can do. I'm going to go on the beep.
Don't forget right here.
Okay, so this is a Dillon Precision 550C reloading press. It is their most versatile press. I have this set up specifically for 9mm. I load 135 grain DG bullets, which are made right here in Wisconsin, out of Wapaka. But this is one of their turret presses. They make a variety of different presses. They're based out of Arizona. The majority of their presses, other than their auto presses, have lifetime warranties. So whatever breaks, they'll replace free of charge. This is a case feeder. The press itself here is the primer tube. All the primers that go into the bottom of the round are in this tube here. And then this is what's called a manually indexing press, meaning that every time that I pull the arm, you have 4 stations on the shell plate. The case feeder will feed the cases down the tube, as you can see here. I'll resize it in the resizing die. I'll manually index it. It'll go into the powder measure. From there, I'll index it again, and then it'll go into the seating die, and then the final position is the crimp die. And that will crimp the round so that it is 100% ready to go. And it has 4 stations, and once I get rocking here, I'll be able to do 4 positions simultaneously. And so, as you can see, all 4 stations of the shell plate are full. What's happening now is, as I stated earlier, the case feeder is sending the shell casings down the tube. In stage 1, I'm resizing and decapping, and now as I push the handle forward, what I'm doing is I'm seating a new primer into the shell casing. And in the second station, I'm getting powder, and it's also flaring the case so that when I seat the bullet in the 3rd position, the bullet will rest on there without having to balance on it. And now it seats. In station 4, I crimp it, and then I manually index each time, and it produces the final product, which goes into the bin. So, as I stated again, if I was consistently do this for an hour straight, I should be able to get about anywhere from 400 to 600 rounds, but I'm pretty meticulous. It's not about speed for me, it's about creating a quality round that's not going to fail. I don't know how many rounds I've loaded on this press. I've had it since, I think, 2018. I do, in a year of competition, I think I'll do a little over 10,000 rounds. I probably have done between 40 and 50,000 rounds on this press alone, and I've literally had 1 malfunction, and it was a high primer. So it's one of the reasons I reload, is because I'm my own quality control, and not to take away from any of the larger brands or anything of that nature, but there are plenty of good manufacturers out there, Federal, Winchester, CCI, things of that sort, but I like to be in control of something that goes bang. And one of the reasons I got into reloading, other than for the quality of the product, is to reduce cost. And right now, because of the shortage of components and things of that sort, a 9mm round is going for about anywhere from 42 cents on up. Pre-pandemic, they were anywhere from about 10 to 16 cents. So in 2019, when I was reloading for about 6 cents a round. Last year, it was a little bit less because I'm sponsored by DG Bullets out of Wapaka, and the owner, he gave me a very generous supply of bullets. This is what the final product would look like. It's 135 grain 9mm round with 3.3 grains of tight group, which is in my powder measure here, and it has an OAL of overall length, I should say, of 1.11 to 1.12, and that will create a power factor of approximately 132, which for layman terms, it is going to produce a speed of about 1,036 feet per second when it's fired out of my Glock 34 Gen 4. So guys, if the ladies don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy. And one of the benefits of reloading and being a competitive shooter, you'll be able to defend them accordingly.